Hello and welcome to a book haul. Um, so I went to Wokingham today, which is about half an hour bus journey, and I bought some books, obviously. So the first book I bought is Doctor Sleep by Stephen King, and the publishers have done a really awesome thing. Like, you can either buy this version, this dark green, dark version with like a white cat on it, or you could buy a version which is white cover with a black cat on it on the other side, which is really awesome. But obviously, I chose to purchase this version because I like it more. And as you can tell, this was half price off the retail price from WH Smith. So instead of costing me $7.99, it actually cost me $3.99. So that's awesome. And this is a sequel. This is the sequel to The Shining, also by Stephen King. I haven't read The Shining, but apparently you can read this without reading The Shining and still understand what's going on. And I've heard that they're also reissuing The Shining in a similar cover, so the covers are match, which is really cool. And I'll read you the synopsis. So it says, following a childhood haunted by terrifying events at the Overlook Hotel, Danny Torrance has been drifting for decades. Finally, he settles into a job at a nursing home where he draws on his remnant shining power to help people pass on. Then he meets Abra Stone, a young girl with the brightest shining ever seen. But her gift is attracting a tribe of paranormals. They may look harmless, old, and devoted to their recreational vehicles, but the true not live off the steam that children like Abra produce. Now Dan must confront his old demons as he battles for Abra's soul and survival. It sounds awesome. This will be the book I will pick up after what I'm reading at the moment. Yeah, but it sounds really good. And I'm actually really excited to start reading this. I had it in hardcover, which I bought in Asda, but I didn't like the hardcover, so I gave it away to my friend. And I picked this one up today. And I'm really excited to start this. I haven't started it yet. Those are just receipts and a voucher I put in there when I left the shop. So that's that one. Then I picked up 3 hardback books. The first one is The Hive by Jill Hornby. And I'll read you the synopsis. Welcome to St. Ambrose Primary School, a world of friendships, fighting and feuding. And that's just the mothers. It's the start of another school year at St. Ambrose, but while the children are in the classroom colouring in, their mothers are learning sharper lessons on the other side of the school gates. Lessons in friendship, lessons in betrayal, lessons in the laws of community, the transience of power, and how to get invited to lunch. Beatrice, undisputed Queen Bee, ruler by divine right of all school fundraising, this year, last year, and surely for many more years to come. Heather, desperate to volunteer, desperate to be noticed, desperate just to belong. Georgie, desperate for a fag. And Rachel, watching them all, keeping her distance, but soon to discover that the line between amused observer and miserable outcast is a thin one. Wickedly funny and brilliantly observed, The Hive is a fascinating and subtle story about group politics and female friendship, from the joys and perils, well, mainly perils, of the lunch ladder to the military operation that is the car boot sale, via the do's and don'ts of dressing a child as a Dalek. All human life is here. I've heard this is actually really good. And I'm excited to start reading it. And this was in a charity shop for £1, and it's the hardback, and the cover's beautiful. Really nice cover, and the back is really nice as well. So that's that one. I then picked up Instructions for a Heatwave by Maggie O'Farrell, and I haven't heard a bad thing about this book. And I'll read you the synopsis. Strange weather brings out strange behaviour. It's July 1976 and London is in the grip of a heatwave. It hasn't rained for months. The gardens are filled with aphids. Water comes from a standpipe, and Robert Riordan tells his wife Greta that he's going round the corner to buy a newspaper. He doesn't come back. The search for Robert brings Greta's children, 2 estranged sisters and a brother on the brink of divorce, back home, each with different ideas as to where their father may have gone. None of them suspects that their mother might have an explanation that even now she cannot share. Maggie O'Farrell's sixth book is both an intimate portrayal of a family in crisis and the work of an outstanding novelist at the height of her powers. Yeah, and I've heard this is really good. So it has like elements of like mystery and stuff, and I like this cover. It's beautiful, and the spine is really smart as well. And yeah, I've not heard a bad thing about this, so I'm excited for this one. The last book I got today is a really cool book. This is Confessions of a Conjurer by Darren Brown, and he's like, if you don't know, he's like a British like illusionist and mind control person, and he is my favourite illusionist, like my favourite magician in the world, and he's awesome. Yeah, and this is a turtle back, so it means it has a cover, but not a dust jacket. And look at the pages, they're red. That is awesome. And this was in a charity shop for $3.99, and usually with coloured papers they fade when people read the books, but these coloured pages are not faded, which is sick. So this says, in Confessions of a Conjurer, Darren Brown invites you on a whimsical journey through his unusual mind. Structured around the various stages of a conjuring trick, performed by his younger self in a crowded restaurant, Darren's endlessly engaging narrative takes you from the history of magic to speculations on the manufacturing of Monster Munch and the correct way to poach an egg, via discussions about psychology, what he hums while cleaning his teeth, and the social niceties surrounding Parmesan cheese. Hugely revealing, hilarious, and unlike anything you've read before, Confessions of a Conjurer is a refreshing alternative to autobiography that will charm and delight you. Yeah, and I looked this up online, and it's supposed to be really good and a really fun read, and I'm excited to read it. And also, I will show you something. The chapter pages are really cool. Like, because he's a magician, look at that. It's like one side of a card and the other side of a card, and that's really cool. Yeah, but this should be an easy read because I love Darren Brown, I love magic. All magic, I just love magic. Especially mind control and mind power and stuff. Yeah. And I want to get his other two books, Tricks of the Mind and Portraits, in hardcover, because I love him, and I want to get every single book that he produces. So yes, I'm excited for this one. And this is awesome, and the spine is cool. So that is my book haul. Let me know if you've read any of these books, what you thought about them, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye, have a wonderful day, and happy reading.